welcome to Miss Emily's Kitchen. I'm Miss Emily. Today we're here for Season 2, Episode 7. Today we're going to be making a showstopper of a dessert that you'd be paying upwards of $10 to $12 for at a fancy restaurant. But we're making it right here at home. It's creme brulee. Now one of the big secrets about creme brulee is how easy it is to make. If you make this for your guests at a dinner party, they're going to think you're a 5-star chef. So if that sounds good to you, let's get into cooking. So to start off our creme brulee, we're going to have a medium-sized saucepan heating up over medium heat. We're going to add 2 cups of heavy cream. And we're going to want to heat this until it's at a very gentle bubble. You don't want to boil it, you just want to warm it gently. So while that's warming up, in a small bowl to the side, we're going to take 4 egg yolks. This is a nice rich recipe. That's why there's no egg whites, just the yolks. And then 1/3 cup of sugar. And a teaspoon of vanilla. And that is all the ingredients there is. Everybody thinks this dish must be super complicated because you pay so much for it at a restaurant. Really, that's not the case. It couldn't be simpler. So we'll just mix all these together. Basically, you're making almost like a custard. And then at the end, we top it with some sugar and light it on fire, which is the fun part. All right, so that's all mixed together. So your sugar won't incorporate fully because it's not warm, but it'll look like that when it's done. And we're just gonna wait for our heavy cream to keep warming up. So our cream's been heating up for about 2 to 3 minutes. We're just getting some light bubbles on the surface. So we're gonna start by slowly streaming in our egg mixture while whisking constantly. We don't wanna end up with scrambled eggs. Just take your whisk and add in a little bit of our egg mixture and stir. And you're just gonna wanna keep adding and stirring. Just don't stop whisking or you might get some scrambled egg yolks. And a little bit more. And it's nice because we don't have to cook this too long in the pan. We're not waiting for it to thicken or anything. We're really just adding it in. And at this point you can turn your heat off now that our mixture's almost entirely added. And I'm just gonna grab a rubber scraper and get the rest out of my bowl. Perfect. Just whisk in that final addition. And you can see it's got some light foam forming on the top. That is just perfect. All right, so our heat's off, so we'll leave this off the heat and we'll get our pans ready for this to go in the oven. So we have a 9 by 13 glass baking dish, and inside of it we have our ramekins. So these are a standard baking tool. You can find them at any store. I think I got mine at Target. These are the 4-ounce ramekins, and I have 4 of them here. So that's what our recipe's gonna make. So we're gonna start ladling in our mixture very carefully and just evenly divide it among the ramekins. Should be about one good sized ladle per ramekin. So you can see our pretty mixture that we have here. And if you have to go back and fill more, that's no problem. Almost at this point, it looks like melted ice cream, and that's kind of what it smells like too, with the vanilla in there and the cream. So just make sure to get them even. Now for this, you could have used vanilla beans instead of the vanilla extract that I used, but that's really up to you. If you want to go a little fancier, go for it. It's always more fun. Just if you have the budget. All right, now we're gonna pour the rest of it in. So we have our oven heating up to 325 degrees. Now we have them, the reason we have them in this dish is we're gonna actually pour water in. So I've got some hot water, and you're just gonna pour it till it comes up about halfway up the side of the ramekin. So this is gonna help it almost be like a steam bath, kind of like you're making cheesecake. All right, so our water's in. So these are gonna bake in the oven at 325 degrees for 30 to 45 minutes. You're gonna be looking for a little bit of jiggle, but the top of it is just set. So kind of like cheesecake again. A little jiggle, but mostly set on top. And then we'll pull them out. So these have been baking at 325 degrees for 45 minutes. Mine took a little bit longer to get set. So you can see it's still a little hot. Let me tip the pan for you. So you can kind of see the tops of them are just set, but they still have a little jiggle to them. So now we're gonna put the pan, take these out of the pan, put them in the fridge for at least 2 hours, but they can actually sit up to 3 days. You wanna have the custard set and be nice and firm, and then we will get back into it. It's gonna be the sugar part next, and that's the real fun part. So at least 2 hours in the fridge, but up to 3 days. So the creme brulee has been sitting in the fridge for about 2 hours, and you can see it's completely firm on top. If I move it, shake it around, it's not going anywhere. And now it's time to decorate. So you're gonna wanna save this step until right before you're ready to serve. So you're gonna take some regular sugar. You can use a fancier sugar if you like, but that's up to you. And just do a nice coating on the top. And this is where we're gonna get that pretty caramelized effect. So just make sure to get a very even coverage all over the top. And then we're gonna use a kitchen torch. This is mine. If you don't have one of these, don't worry. At this point, you would just take this and put it under your broiler for about 5 minutes until the top is bubbly. I have the torch, so I'm gonna do this because it looks a little more fun. So if you're gonna use one of these, be very, very careful though. They are very hot. So, click my safety. Actually, I'm gonna wipe my hands off, make sure they're not wet or anything slippery. Click my safety off. And just start torching. And I'm just gonna go in nice circles until everything is evenly browned. It's almost like you're toasting a marshmallow. You wanna have that pretty golden brown, but no burnt. And your kitchen's actually gonna start to smell like marshmallows at this point because it's that caramelized sugar. And this is what gives it that really kind of fancy look at the end and makes that pretty crust that you crack into. So I will just kind of keep going on this until it's even all around. But like I said, if it's under the broiler, maybe about 5 minutes, but keep an eye on it. You don't want to have it burn. All right, I think mine's about good. Be careful, touch the side, see if it's hot. And that's what the top of mine looks like. That pretty caramelized sugar that looks so fancy. So when you're ready to eat this, you're gonna take a spoon and you crack through the top and break that layer of hardened sugar, and then you have that nice creamy creme brulee underneath. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Miss Emily's Kitchen. Today we made creme brulee. As always, the recipe will be posted down in the description and eventually added to our website. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.